know.
Do you think the man on your shirt does?
I don't know. You want to go see him? Okay, hi, and welcome to the Daily Race with Brooke and Claire. We are here in Reno.
Claire and Biggie, if you're wondering.
Biggie made it on our show. Biggie. And when I move, he moves with me. It's great. And when I laugh, he laughs too. So
it's like two talking heads over here. 2 for 1.
We've been
special.
Cracking up.
I love
I'm
it.
like, oh, maybe I should have thought out my outfit a little bit better.
I think you thought it out perfectly. I love that Biggie's on our show. It's kind of a big deal. I'm sorry. I think it's awesome.
So you're in Reno,
yes.
And so we're doing a lot of filming together,
yes.
putting together a lot of really, really fun shows. But I saw on your Facebook that you were in the Reno airport and you took a really funny picture.
It's totally changed. I swear, I've been out of Reno, 6-7 years now. Everything keeps changing. I know it changes in every zip code, but the airport they're really bringing in some heat, like grizzly bears. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I know. I think that we're the only airport, now don't quote me on this, but that has stuffed animals in it.
Yeah, because that's normal. I bet they have it maybe in like Wyoming or something.
So here you are trying to get the honey, the beehive from the bear.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt provoked to take a shot as soon as I landed.
Okay, so I have a funny story about this. And okay, so my dad had a beautiful ranch out in Yerington, and he actually caught the biggest beaver in northern Nevada. I mean, this thing was humongous, huge. So he asked
caught a big beaver?
Not only one, but 2. The biggest beavers in northern Nevada. I mean, it was a big ordeal. Like, everybody was
Were they wet when he
up in
caught
arms. No, they were in cages.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, he takes me to lunch and he sits me down. And I used to always go to lunch with my dad at this cute cafe.
Wait. Beavers are literally, no jokes aside, they come out of rivers and stuff. So
right, so this was out of the Walker River.
So it was wet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wet
just
beavers
tell
is the topic
the full
of the
story.
day.
Just tell
I
the
don't
full
know.
story.
I don't know. I didn't ask him if it was wet or not. So anyways, so he captures these beavers. We go out to lunch and he's like, Claire, I have to tell you something. I have to tell you something. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm really excited about this. You are going to freak out when you hear about this. And I'm like, all right, Dad, what is it? And he was like, I stuffed a beaver and it's going to be in the Reno airport and it's going to say Claire Champlin's biggest beaver. And my jaw just drops and I go, what? Dad, what? And he goes, it's the biggest beaver in northern Nevada. I caught it and I'm going to put it in your name and they've asked to put it in the Reno airport. I'm like, absolutely not. You are not putting my biggest beaver in the airport. Like, that is the worst idea ever. But he didn't understand what beaver meant.
We all know there's another meaning. Well, I didn't know what I meant, Claire, but now I do.
Right.
I'm from the Beaver State, from Oregon, and we have a football team, OSU, Oregon State Beavers. We call them Beaver Believers. So we would, growing up, wear t-shirts, got Beaver, Beaver Believer. So I'd be on air when we first started doing this home shopping show together. And I'd be like, I'm a Beaver Believer, because you give shout outs to your hometowns and everything. And I literally did not know the second meaning until I was like 22, 23 years old, that a beaver has other meanings other than an animal that swims in a creek.
Right. But this is the thing. So anytime my husband and my brother-in-law were, and everybody of course thinks it's like the funniest story ever.
It is the funniest story
ever.
ever.
Claire texted me, hey Claire, where's your beaver? It's not in the airport. Like, is your beaver hairy? How big is your beaver? And yay, I saw your beaver in the airport. Needs to wax.
I just wish someone was like just coming to the show right now. They'd have no idea. We're talking about real beavers. Your dad truly caught the biggest beaver. So what was the weight?
The taxidermist stuffed the beaver, everything. So anyways, we're all out to dinner, this formal dinner with my dad and my husband, my brother-in-law, my sister. and my whole entire family. And the boys, of course, are just rolling and making all these little innuendos like, hey, Doug, how's your beaver? He's like, I just caught a second one. You want to see it on my phone? I got pictures of my beaver on my phone. And all of us are just dying. We are like,
because he doesn't know either.
And he is just a good old country boy, like from Oklahoma, cowboy, sweet as pie, gentleman, so conservative, very, very conservative. So I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, stop it. And the boys are just, let's talk about more beaver, Doug, and all this stuff about beaver.
Just egging him on.
Oh, and just the things that were coming out of his mouth, I was just like, stop with the whole beaver thing. So
at what point did someone finally tell him?
I think because the boys were chuckling so much, he was like, oh, all right, you two.
Whoa.
Yeah, so till this day, so when I saw that picture on Facebook of you, I was like, oh, Brooke, did you see my beaver? Because everybody
is the beaver really
like,
there?
So
oh my God, I have to take a picture with the beaver.
No, the beaver got stolen.
I could not make this
My
up.
beaver was swiped from me. I know, and it was like my claim to fame. And
someone stole the beaver from the airport?
No, I guess from the taxidermist, so it never even made it to the airport.
I can't. I just can't. I can't.
I know.
I can't.
I know. It kind of makes me sad. The biggest beaver in Northern Nevada. My daddy caught it and stuffed it, and it was going to put it in the airport, and somebody stole it.
Can I just quote? My daddy caught it. The biggest beaver. My daddy caught it.
That's right.
Did your daddy catch the biggest beaver this side of Mississippi? No, my daddy caught that. And my daddy, his beaver got stolen. This is not right.
So
what
that
did
was.
you think about this?
I don't know why I just got so heated about the biggest beaver in Northern Nevada. But yeah, somebody stole it.
God, what I wouldn't give to go on like a Nancy Drew, where's my beaver?
Yeah. Where in the world is Claire's beaver?
Still attached.
So I can't believe we started off our show with that, but
that was an aggressive choice, but I think we went for it. We went for broke. Anywho, let's talk about life in Reno. So other than I can't even segue out of this. Other than bears and beavers in the Reno airport, what other new attractions?
What you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get in Reno.
No, it is a mixed bag. If you've never had an opportunity to come out to this wonderful city, I firmly advise you give it a shot because Reno has a lot to offer.
It does, especially for like new developing companies and little cafes and boutiques, because Reno's just driving. Reno's growing, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's trying to change because we have all the old casinos and everything. It was kind of dirty there for a while.
Reno. And I always defend everybody. Oh, you lived in Reno for years. I'm like, yeah, I had a really good time. And they do think of those. I'll be the first to admit there's some pretty nasty ones. Other than the Peppermill, some pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Not to be mean, but there are. But there's so many beautiful things. There's the mountains, so many activities, a lot of things. I love Hot August nights is what I always think of Reno. Coming into town. That's growing up. That's what we do in Reno.
Oh, you're a really big advocate. Are you running for office?
I might be. As soon as I find this beaver, I might be an advocate to be the new mayor.
You just don't know what you're going to find in Reno.
That's
what I love about Reno. There's characters everywhere.
No,
like today.
Before you say this, I just figured it out. We're going to take a video of you and I going into the police department going, sir, our beaver was stolen. Claire's beaver was stolen. And then we'll file a full report.
I don't know if we're ever going to find it. I told Cole walking through, my husband's name is Cole, walking through the airport the other day, I'm like, in my dad's name, I am going to find a beaver and I am going to put it in the airport so we can just put closure to this. I mean, do you think that's okay? Do you think they'll let me do that? Just put it right by the bear? Like, here's the beaver.
And here's Claire's beaver. I mean, it would go with the theme, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe a beaver. Maybe a honey badger, I don't know, rattlesnake, a little bit of everything. I don't know, whatever you want to put up.
Welcome to Reno.
Take that, people. Actually, it would be a big attraction. Do you think I took a picture with a bear? Do you know how many people would take a picture with a big old beaver? Like, who has a stuffed beaver in their airport? Pretty much no one. I couldn't throw it out there. Unless you know of a beaver that's in an airport, email us, let us know. Clearly you've seen, though, the YouTube video that's just huge. It's Honey Badger Don't Care. Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't.
Producer Stuart, tell me you've seen the Honey Badger Don't Care video on YouTube. Okay, after the show we're going to watch it, but it's the Honey Badger, and they're going, look at this Honey Badger. See, he's saying no. See, you're a Honey Badger. I'm a Honey Badger.
That's our producer, Stuart. Isn't he cute? Hey.
Stuart has been going on a lot of dates lately.
I know, he was just chatting us up about it. He's kind of the playboy of Reno, but he's actually found a really cute girl. He just showed me a picture of her, and she looks like a doll. Do you want to put her picture up, Stuart?
Yeah, put her on blast? No?
It's on here.
Oh, so how long have you guys been dating now?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Ooh, he's in for the long haul. I like it. 2 weeks.
So it's like the flutters, every time she texts, you're like, yay!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
really sweet. It's all fresh and new, and then you have these two old married bags.
Then you're like, why is he texting me?
Seriously, I'm busy right now. I can't talk, babe. Oh, she's super cute.
Her.
Oh, Stuart, you did good. She looks like a doll.
How did you pull her? That's because she's only known you for 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. He just pulled that hot chick off the internet. He's like, here she
I
is.
just went on Google.
Yeah, he went on Google. Hot chick. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. We're on to you,
awesome.
Stuart. So, Stuart, actually, for all our girls or guy viewers out there, what attracts you to a female? Like, if you're going, into the dating scene, what do you look for in a girl?
Genuine personality now.
Yeah.
My whole feelings have really changed a lot over the last year, but genuine but fun, someone that can hold their own, confident,
Those are good
intelligent.
things.
That is one thing.
I hear that
Do you,
from a lot of men.
do you
A lot
find
of
that
men.
in the dating scene, though, that you aren't finding a lot of women that are intelligent? Yeah, I kind of...
It's
Just
difficult.
listening to other conversations when I'm in the restaurants and stuff, I'm like, is this for real? Are they really talking?
I also think sometimes people get nervous, and so they're kind of stuttering over their words.
Yeah.
They don't know what to say. But I agree. It's really bizarre when you are kind of eavesdropping, which is my favorite thing, by the way.
Me too.
Like
Reading people, I love that.
Totally. Like, I think being at television, always having an IFB in your ear, I can literally have a full conversation with someone and listen to another conversation.
Yeah.
And how many times have you listened to someone on a date? The guy's like, so tell me. Yeah, no, well, I don't know. What do you want to do? Yeah, I'm like, say something, like talk. It's yes or no. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you want to help them be like, show some personality, talk a little.
Yeah,
But I think
I
it's 'cause they're
agree.
nervous.
But I think the whole dating scene has changed a lot too, like within the past couple of years. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Stuart, tell us a little bit about it.
Because we're so out of that world, it's not even
We
funny.
are. I would hate to be back in the dating scene. I think things have changed, but because of our age too, it's like people. It would just be totally different
That
than
would be
dating in your
crazy.
early 20s.
Yes,
know?
like you go on a date and then they like tweeted worst date ever.
Yeah.
Or you go on a date and they're all of a sudden on their second date. Oh, hot chick. Like it would blow my mind. Like all those things you're not supposed to know, they're now on blast. How do you feel about that, Stuart?
Yeah, it speeds up the whole process, like the whole social media thing. It's kind of like you can learn a lot about people without actually going on a date. But it's, I don't know, I've gone kind of a bit more old school and kind of want to go, on a proper date.
Right.
And it's kind of like, just actually go out and take your time. I really want to get to know someone as a friend now before anything.
Yeah.
So, are you a texter or do you actually place the phone call?
Do you know what? I actually have started like to have a chat now. So like in the evenings, just being able to sit down, put my feet up after finishing work, and actually have a nice chat.
Yeah.
That's always. I have a little sister that's 20, and obviously she's out on the dating scene. And of course, not even kidding when I say this, sweetest, nicest lawyer is obsessed with her. He's young, just graduated law school, cute as a button, comes from like this great family in San Diego. I introduced them at a Padres VIP party. She wants nothing to do with him, and it drives me crazy. So she sits all the time and just texts. Tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, you are not communicating with people. And she will actually come back from dates. And she even admitted to me she's having a hard time having conversations because she's at that perfect target demographic of 20 that they don't have to have conversations. They just text and hide behind these words via texting.
Yeah. I think it has changed. Stuart and I actually talked about this. It has changed communication so much because of social media. And I talked to my bonus son about it. I think we talked about this. Mm-hmm. And he literally came to us at dinner and said, I think that because of social media, it has affected my communication. Mm-hmm. He said, the way that my peers and we communicate, it's just kind of weird and awkward. And it's just, that's a whole nother show that we need to do.
I agree. I literally walk by my sister's room and she'll be laying on the bed with her friends. She's had 3 over at the same time. And everyone is texting. I'm like, when I had girls over, we'd be like sitting there with candy, braiding each other's hair, talking about boys, looking at magazines,
Right.
doing little cutouts, pasting on a poster board. What's my dream boy? Like, they don't talk.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I
Freaks
know.
me out.
Stuart, did you do that? Like back in the day, you got a board and put your dream boys up there. And
Me and Brad Pitt had a full relationship you never knew about.
I was at boarding school at the age of 9, so yeah, we used to have our dorms, like 30 of us in a room, and you'd have your pinboard of all your kind of like girls or whatever, kind of up on the wall, and kind of like,
oh yeah.
He's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Back in the day. I know, but I think that the dating scene is super intimidating. Like,
tell you what, in Reno, especially like speed dating is on a big increase again lately.
we should do speed dating.
Oh my god, I would just buzz. I would have
Film you
so much
guys,
fun.
At speed dating, that would be really
That would be
Undercover
fun.
speed dating. And then we get it out of our system. Like, we'd be
Yeah.
seen
I think
again, but
you
we
two
wouldn't
should
be.
go out one night and we'll film it and just ask people about the whole dating scene and kind of the pros.
Oh,
you know,
I like
girls'
this.
opinions, boys'
Him.
opinions,
Now,
what they're
look at
looking
this
for.
I think
producer.
they're firing. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So
why
when's
it's
it-
producer Stuart.
Right? Do they
Yeah.
have speed dating tomorrow night? Let's speed this up.
The one that I saw a friend went down to, he went to the one at 7 at Westbury Market.
Ooh.
It was pretty cool.
I'm sure you could find some characters in there.
And I was quite interested listening to like the rules that they set up, which was you could not talk about your job,
Cool.
what you do, and there were other things they set, and it made it really difficult because it was interesting because you automatically goes, oh, so what do you do? And you couldn't ask these questions, so it actually made you start thinking around.
What do you do in your free time? Where are you from? What's your
Exactly. And
family
it made
like?
the conversation much more interesting, which I thought was pretty cool.
Why were you there?
Because my friend was so nervous to go down there, and he was like, all right, I really want to go down to the speed dating thing. And so I just sat at the bar and kind of watched, and it was cool.
I bet it is fun though to be kind of like just watching out on the outsides of it and
Yeah.
watching these conversations.
Uh-huh.
And it's a really good tutorial of what to do and what not to do.
Well, there's a whole new show about internet dating. Have you seen that? Oh my gosh, it's so interesting because the way that people profile themselves
Yes!
into the reality of when they actually show up to the date. It's a really interesting show. And these people are cuckoo. Like, one lady just got super wasted off tequila and she's yelling at the waiter, and the guy was like, awesome, you know?
See, like, I hate to judge because I know people have had really successful relationships online, but for me personally, this is for me personally. I believe
You
in that
didn't
fate.
have success?
No,
on the
I've
internet?
never dated online. No, but I'm saying though,
Just kidding.
this is my personal opinion of it because I don't want anyone to think I'm dissing that outlet because everyone's going to find their love in a different way. But I genuinely believe in fate, like meeting somebody at a party or meeting somebody through a friend. I
Just the
believe
good old
that.
fashioned way.
When you look up and you see someone, you get those butterflies and you don't know why. Something about them, you're just attracted to them, and you don't get that online. How can you sit there and drool and go, oh yeah, baby, oh she's 5'7",
But
she
I
likes
think
pizza.
that when you
Like, that's
go
not
on the
that.
internet, you're at that level where you're actually really looking for somebody.
But
like
you know
that's
do you know
what
that genuine
you want.
awe in your gut
Yeah.
versus a profile? It doesn't do that for you.
I know.
I just feel like it's the land of robots. What's your profile? Who are you? Know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Stuart?
Are you on any internet dating sites?
No.
Don't lie. Don't lie, Stuart. Stuart. Don't lie.
What?
Don't lie about internet dating.
Match.com. I'm pretty sure I found you on there. He's like, no, I
What
don't.
about on Facebook? Have you ever been like a creeper on Facebook and like, ooh, that girl's pretty, I'm gonna Facebook her?
No.
I feel he's Facebooked maybe once.
It's much easier just to meet people.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when you're working as well and you've got so much to do. It's just like, I can understand the kind of like the internet side of it for people that don't have time.
Right.
But it really, you know, just that actual personal interaction is just the best way. I've got a friend, there's like apps, for example, like there's one called Tinder. And my friend just sits there.
Whoa. Tinder?
Tinder. And all
What's
it
it
is like literally just a picture. And you sit there and you like it or you don't like it. And you just flick it off the screen if you like it or you do. And then you just work your way through all these pictures.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and that's all he does. He just sits there and then if someone likes yours as well, then it's a match. And then you can actually message each other if it matches.
That is not very tender.
No, that's not.
That is
Tinder
the
at all.
opposite of Tinder
Can
to
you
me.
see if people have denied your picture?
What's that?
Can you see if people have denied your picture? Oh, I was gonna
As far as I
say.
know, no.
So could you get like a whole file of people tendering you?
I don't know.
That did not sound right.
this show. Oh, God.
Getting a little spicy, are we?
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I can't.
I really think you two should go out and do a whole thing on the whole dating
We'll do
scene.
it.
Speed dating, it's on.
And kind of interviewing people.
You know what we could do if we can't do the speed dating thing while you're here in town? We could just go out on the town where people you could tell that they're on a date, and we could kind of like jump in and interview them.
Oh, yeah.
Like just pop up like by the table and be like, so what do you guys think about this?
So on a 1 to 10, how would you rate the date right now in this moment? She's all.
Do you really like him? Do you really like him? Are you gonna ask him out on a second date?
Come on, I'm not really feeling like you do, unless you're hiding something from us. That could be kind of fun.
That'd be funny.
Put him on blast for sure.
Ambush dating.
What is your worst, like, ever dating experience? Like, were you ever on a date where you're like, holy jalapenos, this is not going well?
I think that you know within the first couple minutes.
Oh,
like
for
you're like,
sure.
ooh, friend zone.
I had this guy, I had a girlfriend, Victoria Burton, that we used to work with. And this is, again, the story I'm about to share with you is completely superficial. That's my disclaimer, but I'm sorry it got to me. So she said, I met this guy. He's totally your style. He's buff, works at the gym, has, great style, blah, blah, blah. So he shows up at the house. And clearly
Does he
I
have big teeth?
No, it's not the big teeth one. This is a total deal breaker for me.
She dated this guy with humongous teeth.
But admit he was kind of hot. Other than the big teeth. Okay, not your style. Anyhow, I like Rique Suave, man. I don't know what that is.
You do.
I like the very, dapper, whatever. So anyways, he shows up.
Which you changed Evan into very well, I might add.
That was a bet, by the way. My husband, she said I couldn't do it. It was done. All right?
You did do a very good job.
But anyway, so he shows up at the house. He is visually everything you want. I have a very deep voice. The last thing I need is a man with a woman's voice. Can you imagine? He has the highest squeaky voice. And I just, there's studies done for men and women. Men might find my voice completely annoying. They're like, can't do it. So for me, it was like, I can't listen to that, like, high pitch.
Yeah.
To each his own. There's something that you're initially attracted to or mitts off. I couldn't go to bed to that every night.
No.
And what would our kids have? Like the deepest woman voice and the highest male voice? Like, how does that even work?
Is that what you think on your first date, though, when you see somebody, like, what our kids
I am
would
the
look like?
quintessential female. Every female does, and if they don't, you're lying to yourself.
I
You
didn't date
always
this guy because
think
he had
about it.
cankles. And
Everybody-
I was
you
like,
have
I
your
can't
deal
get
breakers.
serious with him because my kids might have cankles, and I would
See?
never, ever want to do that to my little girl.
No.
So he could have been a great guy. I think he was a great guy, but I just did not like his legs.
No, you just have
They
a deal
kind of just,
breaker.
like, morphed into his shoe. Like, his legs just morphed into his
Maybe
shoe.
he had too much sodium that day and he was swollen.
No.
No?
I saw him around town. He should not wear shorts. But to each their own. Cankles are not on my list, but you might love cankles. It might be your fetish.
Not on my top list. but
What's your fetish, Stuart?
or
what's your, what's the
What's your
biggest
deal
turn off
breaker?
for you? Yeah. Deal breaker.
Deal breaker?
If they're too clingy, like a stage 5 clinger.
Smell.
Smell?
I get smell.
It's weird.
I get
don't
smell.
know what it is, but there's times where like you've seen the most prettiest girl, but then there's like a smell or something that
I get it.
totally puts me off.
I get it.
That's
just
so
like-
funny.
And it might not be the person, but it's just the surrounding thing or something.
I
I'll be like,
get it.
"Ooh,
Like the
that's my
pheromones
first
or
impression."
something? Yeah, that's
You
true.
know.
Stuart, it's funny you said that. I was at a game, a Clippers game, next to a really attractive guy, super sweet, chatting me up. We're having a great time at the game. He smelled, I don't know what it was, Claire, reminded me of like mothballs. Like,
I've smelled that before.
and I'm like, how does this man who is so young and so attractive smell like mothballs? Like, it's so, I couldn't agree with you more, Stuart. It's just that smell. It's weird. People do have a certain smell, and I wonder if only certain people pick up on it.
I think that's what makes you attracted. It's like the animal instinct in us. Because Cole always says it too. He said when he first met me, he didn't like the way that I smelled. But, which
It's
is
a good
horrible,
sign.
isn't that bad? But you know why? It was because I curled my hair and I sprayed it with hairspray, and so my hair smelled like it was burnt.
Oh my God.
Because I could smell it too, and I was like, this is awful. And then I washed my hair, and then he liked me.
Oh, that's a good sign. He's like, you smell a little crispy.
Crispy. Yeah, and burnt.
little
But he says that all the time. He was like, I didn't like your smell at first, but now I love your smell.
See,
and
that
I'm like,
makes sense.
oh, okay. And I guess when you have kids too, like he says that the way his kids smell, like he just loves that smell.
But not necessarily the smell of other children.
But he doesn't like to smell other children.
I was wondering where this was going.
Like, you see my husband going, you're like,
Not my kid. Oh my God, we should do a blood test. And all the kids have to be quiet and you'll go around. Definitely my kid. Not my kid.
Oh my God.
It's actually really funny.
Yeah. Well, here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, so smelling is a good turn on or off for you.
Cankles, and voice. I think those are all universal things. It's visual. It's everything. It's visual. It's sound. It's smell. It's everything that either attracts you or not. But that, again, like you said, maybe there's a girl there's like, I love me some Cankles, a high-pitched man, and he's stinky. Like, that's totally her genre. No, but that is someone's genre. They will be just happy as a pig and you know what. They'll be like, yeah, it's my man.
Because you look like David Beckham, his ratings went so down when he first came to light as obviously a soccer player and got together with Posh. But when he first spoke on TV, apparently women ratings just went drop like that.
They proved my point.
It was something like really good looking guy and something like this guy that's like, hello, my name's David Beckham.
Hello, puppies. Yeah, because the voice didn't match the person.
He spent ages in speech therapy to get to where he is now. Yeah.
See, that's
I would take David Beckham in a second.
Yeah, I would just gag him.
Yeah, I'd just be like, shh.
Baby, rest your lips. Shh.
That's what I would keep doing to him. Just shh. Sit there and look good.
Now do I have lipstick everywhere?
No.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You're fine.
Is that a wrap?
Shh.
Interesting stuff.
Well, thank you. Should I take that as a compliment?
Yes, it smells really good. Because it's curly. Because you said sometimes when you curl it and you spray it.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't spray it.
Got it?
Yeah, but whatever, it is what it is. So we kind of just jumped around, talked about a little bit of everything.
Beavers.
We went from stuffed beavers to how
people smell.
Our mates smell and cankles, and we pretty much covered everything tonight.
So as always, if you have an opinion on the dating scene or what you're attracted or not attracted to, shoot us an email.
Yeah, or take pictures, you guys, and send it to us so then we could pop them up on the screens and discuss them. I think that would be really
I really
cool.
want to do follow-up. Every time we do a segment together, we have to follow up the next week and really get the people involved, and it'll always be a moving forward.
That's the best part of our show is that you guys are involved. So once you guys start chatting up with us, it's like our full show. Like, you guys are in our show, which that's my favorite part.
Me too. On that note, we'll see you next week.
Bye!
I don't know who I'm waving to.